I remember a long, long time ago when I was like a kid or teenager, I always thought Family Guy was better than Simpsons for some weird reason. I guess because like the earlier seasons was really funny. It was like hilarious. Then after like 8 or 9 seasons, 8 or 9, it started becoming like really fucking trash and not funny and very obnoxious and very negative and just not funny anymore. The characters started changing. I didn't like Craig Meyer. He turned into like a fucking sick weirdo. He's an asshole to Brian. I didn't like all the changes they did to the characters. It made them way too rude and crude. Now, as an adult, the tables have turned, and now I think Simpsons is better than Family Guy. And for a lot of reasons. Because, one, Family Guy is basically a knockoff of Simpsons. Two, Simpsons is funnier. Funnier jokes, funnier characters. Doesn't have that stupid gag thing they always have all the time. You remember the time this happened? You remember that time that happened? Yeah, none of that bullshit in there. That's always why the Family Guy is famous for, is because of that bullshit. I mean, the episodes and the story, I mean, like I said, seasons 1 through 8 were classics of Family Guy. But after that, like I said, it went downhill. At least Simpsons still try to be funny after like 10 seasons. At least they try to still be funny afterwards, you know, trying to keep people entertained and make people laugh, this and that. Not like Family Guy. Well, somehow Family Guy has been on for like 20 seasons, as much as Simpsons has been on for like 35 seasons, and that's too goddamn much. They shit need to go off air already, both of them. But, you know, Fox is greedy, they like a lot of money, blah, 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 and you know the rest of the story. They're just greedy cunts. But I don't know. As an adult, I feel like Simpsons is better than Family Guy, and I don't think my teenage self will like that if you heard me say that. I don't give a rat's ass, you know. I don't care how mad my teenage self would get if I told him that Simpsons is better than Family Guy. He can fucking eat shit if all I care. Because I think Simpsons is better. And it's funnier. And it has better characters, you know. Like, later on in the seasons of Family Guy, it just got weirder and weirder and fucking weirder. It went to like too overboard with the jokes. I think because Seth MacFarlane doesn't even write it anymore. He just voices the characters. He let some other goofballs start writing the show or something like that. And I was like, I'm not fucking with this shit. These characters became way too rude, way too crude, and way too weird. And I just couldn't fuck with it anymore. I'm like, but Fox wants to be greedy, and that's why it's still on air. Because they just don't want to give up the past. And they just don't want to move on to different cartoons because they know they won't succeed. Because, I mean, it's really their fault. Because they don't know who to hire as a creator of a cartoon show. They don't know who to hire. They're just confused. Just grab anybody off the street. They can write a fucking cartoon show or something. And come up with ideas. These people they take off the street. They're not like Matt Groening. They're not like Seth MacFarlane. They're not like Trey Parker and Matt Stone. Not like those legendary creators. Or Steven Hillenburg. They're nothing like them. They're nothing like those fucking guys. There never will be. These so-called wannabe cartoon creators, they're not like those guys. They're not funny. They're not creative. Their cartoon's not there for me. I remember a long time ago I watched the Family Guy Simpsons episode where Family Guy, Peter Griffin and his family went to Springfield and in Homer and his family and meet all the other characters. It was just, I don't know. It just wasn't really there. The whole story wasn't really that interesting to me. I think because they had this fight about which beer is better or something like that, and they had this whole argument. They went to court for it or something like that. It's like they could have came up with so many other better ideas between those two universes of characters meeting each other. It should have came up with something way better than that. I mean, I didn't mind the fight between Homer and Peter. I didn't mind that, I guess, but it was all right at best. Just like with the Futurama Simpsons collaboration episode. Remember that one? That show was boring as hell too. They didn't know what the hell they were doing with that either. Professor Frank meeting Professor Farnsworth. I mean, I guess that's all right. Just they don't know what the hell they're doing. Like they don't know how to make it interesting. Try to make how you fuck that up? Making two different universes of different characters from different universes meeting each other. How do you fuck that up? Like you couldn't come up with something that's actually interesting for a story. You just pull shit out of your ass, thinking it's gonna work. You know, I mean, just stick to Simpsons, even though, like I said, I don't watch the modern episodes of Simpsons because those episodes are boring as shit. And it needs to go off air. The show, Simpsons should go off air like at least 20 seasons ago, at least. It should have been go off air. Maybe 15 seasons would be good of Simpsons. That's about it. But even if they if they ended The Simpsons with just 15 seasons, you know what's going to happen 10 years later from now? People will be asking for the show back. That is right. People will still be asking for the fucking show back. So there'll be no fucking point of ending the fucking show because people will be asking for the shit back anyways. So why do you supposedly think why this shit's still on air? Because of morons. That's the only reason why this shit's still on TV for 35 fucking seasons. Because people think this shit's still gonna be fucking good after 35 seasons. Do you really think this show's still gonna be good after 35 fucking seasons? They're out of ideas. They think it's just gonna pull shit out of their ass and be a magical thing? No. Fucking no.